Hello, folks in YouTube. Welcome back to another episode of Age of Wonders 3 multiplayer Let's Play. It's Northstar. I'm here with Joe. Say hi if you want. uh, or not.
Hey. Sorry.
Oh, yeah. I know we're kind of getting on here. It's kind of been a more boring episode than, I don't know. Could have been more exciting, so I apologize. Um, but yeah, I'm just gonna attack some fell horses. Units tremble in fear before you. They're trying to flee. No mercy.
Sweet.
More evil points so I can do more good stuff and still remain neutral.
Yeah.
I mean, it's combat experience. I'm fighting these two fell horses. But yeah, I was saying before, I did leave this unfinished. I've been watching Andor. Uh,
Oh
it,
yeah.
who just brought it like the season 2? Didn't see me any occasion you could get with like Disney Plus, which I don't have. They have a Disney Plus and a Hulu, and I don't have it. And then they just add it to basic Hulu.
Oh
I'm
really?
like,
It's on Hulu?
nice.
Really?
Yes.
Oh
Yeah, they did it with season 1 too, but they don't add it to the basic
yeah.
until it's been like each season has been out for like months.
Yeah.
So I don't know how long they finished season 2, but it must have been a while ago. I get
It was
everything late
fairly
or
recent.
never. What?
It was fairly recently, maybe a month or two.
Yeah. It's one of the flagship things, so they're a little better about those. But who I'm always getting all these series that have been out sometimes years before they finally come to Hulu, and then they pull stuff before you can finish watching it. They're very
Yeah.
cheap, and God, I hate this. It's all an effort to get you to subscribe to like 6 different streaming services.
Hmm.
Um, but it's very very good. I really do like Andor. Um,
Yeah. Definitely
uh,
my favorite Star Wars show. Probably one of my
yeah,
favorite pieces of Star Wars media, period, actually.
I got as far as the wedding
Yeah.
the wedding episode is what I've watched. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, Mon Mothma's kid.
Yeah, I thought
Wow.
that one was
Good episode.
particularly well done. The juxtaposition between like the lavish party of the rich to celebrate a wedding and like they were on that farm planet and the guy getting killed, and it's just like there's commentary in there to be found. So
Episode 3 you're on?
yeah, episode 3 of the second season.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're in for a treat. That's a great season. The next two arcs are awesome. Way better than the first arc, in my opinion.
Well, the first one was very good, so um
Yeah, it was. It only gets better.
3 to 5, 1 to 2. Huh. Yeah, I'll discard. Um yeah, these are the forces that be coming to help defend your city.
Yeah. Is the whole show on Hulu or just the first three episodes?
Uh
The
the
whole
whole
season, I mean.
the whole show, yeah. I mean,
Oh, sweet.
it's the only season remaining, so
Yeah.
yeah, it's both
I
seasons.
mean, I wonder. I was just wondering if they're gonna stagger it every three episodes because it came out on Disney Plus in groups of three.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
No, they had them all. I just
Okay.
only got as far as watching 3.
Okay. Yeah, I watch them three at a time anyway because that's when they have the arcs and the time skips. There's like a year between every three episodes.
Uh, Yeah, it's. I mean, the the show was literally the guy apparently went and read the history of like 15 different revolutions. I think it was like the producer or
Yeah,
director, or
that
whatever.
sounds about right.
And on top of that, Cassian's life is based on the early life of Joseph Stalin, which I thought you'd
Yeah,
appreciate with your
yeah, with the bank
character
heist too,
nickname. What?
especially. Yeah, especially with the bank heist.
Yeah, I haven't seen a bank
Season
heist
one.
yet. Oh, well, I guess the
Oh no, it was back
garrison
in season one.
heist. Yeah, the garrison heist in season
Yeah,
one. Yeah.
sorry, it's not a bank, but I mean the
But yeah, but
Stalin robbed a bank,
but yeah,
not not
but
Andor. But yeah,
Stalin was did rob banks for the revolution early,
yeah,
and maybe he wasn't a true believer originally. Maybe he it was like mercenary like Cassian. I don't know how much artistic license there, but I mean it's not really artistic license, but it's not actually. It's not like it's a
he's
life of
not straight up the same
yeah,
person, you know.
yeah. I don't know how much is different there.
Yeah,
But hmm.
yeah, it's honestly crazy that the show even was like made under Disney,
Oh yeah.
especially like
People have said though they didn't expect it to succeed. They're
yeah.
kind of annoyed it did. So,
Mm. Well, I mean,
'cause-
and like everything else, every other Star Wars show Disney's put out has been pretty mediocre. I mean, I liked season 1 and 2 of The Mandalorian, but like I was really excited when I heard there'd be a Kenobi show and a Boba Fett show, but those were both pretty bad. A lot worse, a lot worse than Andor. And when I heard they were making and Andor, a show about some side character in Rogue One, I didn't give a shit. But yeah, no, turns out it's the best thing they've made.
yeah, and it's
I'm pleasantly surprised and very
legitimate.
disappointed in Kenobi and Boba Fett.
Yeah.
I guess.
It's legitimately revolutionary is one thing about it that
Yeah,
like
for sure.
um you don't expect like capitalist media to often make anything that's legitimately revolutionary
Yeah,
because anything that comes to the conclusion that you actually have to fight the fascists,
yeah,
especially as we have billionaires in the middle of supporting a fascist takeover of the country, it's like
yeah. Like Luthen is a very ruthless rebel, and he's not portrayed. They don't like both sides it. They don't make him look like he's just as bad as the Empire because he also kills people.
yeah.
you know, it's kind of surprising,
I
honestly.
mean, I don't think there's ever been a revolution that succeeded that didn't have to be pretty ruthless at times. I mean, even
Yeah,
you could even see it as if you really wanted to. This is obviously not how they meant it as something that that apologizes for some of the crimes that America's founding fathers did to establish the country. Although not many Americans are actually aware that they did some pretty ruthless shit, but they did.
yeah,
So, like, no revolution, bourgeois, socialist, none, no revolution has ever succeeded without doing some pretty ruthless stuff. It's comes with the territory of actually
yeah.
overthrowing a like established power. So,
hmm
uh, yeah. So I get an
But yeah,
extra tiger from that.
oh, oh, from the farm, sweet.
Yeah, which
I was gonna say my only criticism with the show, and it's a light one for season 2, is that it does feel a little bit rushed in some places. There are some things that I would have liked to see, because I don't know, you probably don't know this, but season 2 was supposed to be, instead of 4 3 episode arcs, season 2 was supposed to be 4 full seasons. Every 3 episodes was supposed to be a season. They condensed 4 seasons into 4 arcs.
that's a
like
shame.
Yeah, but they they realized after season one that if this show wound up being 5 seasons, it would have taken like decades to get to season five.
I mean, maybe it would have
So
taken a long time, but they would have made a lot more money from ads and stuff. So what's not to
yeah,
love? Better, more
well,
complete story for the audience, as long as they don't fuck it up along the way or get
I
exhausted with it, like with Game of Thrones.
yeah, I do think that would probably be too much because I feel like
They could have probably made
with
the 3 season arcs 4 or
what we
5.
got,
A 3 season show would have probably been fine.
yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like just one more season. Like if they just like every 3 episodes they gave it 6 episodes instead, that would have been perfect. I
Yeah.
But stretching it to 5 episodes, I actually feel like would be a little long. I feel like might hurt the show.
Well, you don't know all the things that they left out that might have
Yeah,
been.
that's true. I mean, I do know some things because like between every 3 episodes, they jump forward like a year or two because the final episode takes place right before Rogue One.
Yeah.
Which did you see Rogue One?
Yes. Though
Okay.
probably best not to ruin how it relates because
Yeah, I'm not gonna spoil anything. I'm just saying they ha- they need to get to 0 years before the Battle of Yavin, before the
yeah,
show can end. So they have to jump, which means we just have to miss some stuff,
yeah. Um,
which
but
is
but
kind of a shame,
but
especially because there's like a couple of things there's like things that happen between the years
yeah.
that they'll talk about, and then they just leave the viewer to
Well, I was gonna
make
say
up
that it
what happened,
works. It works
which
for.
like is fine, you know. But
I was.
sometimes there was a couple points where I was like, did we see that happen, or are they referring to something that happened off screen? And that makes it a little bit confusing,
Mm,
you know?
um. Yeah. So I was gonna say that. Uh. It works for a show about a revolution though to
Yeah,
kind of have everything rushed a
yeah,
little
you kind
bit
of have to.
because revolutions are inherently chaotic
Yeah,
and it feels fast paced. So you can't do this
yeah,
for any type of story, but a
but
story about a revolution is just inherently well cut out to be condensed like this
yeah,
because
and
revolutions are overwhelming to the people who live through them. And it
yeah, and
feels like
they
everything's
take
happening a
time,
mile a minute.
you know. Like yeah, changing the world in 5 years is crazy on like a you know
The
global
world,
time
try
scale.
the galaxy.
Yeah, yeah, oh yeah, fair enough. But like 5 years is also a long time on a personal level, you know.
Might seem that way at your age.
Well,
Uh,
no, I guess I 2020 from 2020 to 2025 that felt like literally nothing. No time at all. So I
yeah.
guess
It
yeah,
gets
but
time,
you know,
your perspective of time will
per
change
show
as you get older. I know 5 years felt like eternity anytime in my 20s, but by the time you get to be like 30, it really does
yeah.
feel like 5 years passes like that.
Yeah.
Um, I mean,
Well, yeah, I don't know. It's weird. 2030 feels like a long time away, but 2020 feels like it was literally a year ago. So I don't know.
well, with the pandemic and the way, yeah,
Yeah.
that changed
Yeah.
people's perceptions of time too.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was gonna end the turn here. I saved it in case of
Okay.
crash nonsense. Money. You need money.
Uh, I don't need money, but I could use it.
How much you gonna have next? I'll just kick you what I got. It
Well,
doesn't hurt. You
I
can always.
okay. I will only have enough money to build a settler, a single settler. So
Let
I
me
suppose
just.
I could use money. Yeah.
There's also stuff like unless I wanted to absorb. Well, I'm doing a quest for them. I could absorb the orc village this turn,
Yeah. You need to
or
fund them though. Oh, I suppose you could bring them
yeah,
back. up.
there's not really any threats over there.
No.
They're, I mean, they're on the edge of a blight area, but I haven't seen anything. I suppose they'll eventually get eldritch animals. I also have an army that's on the way there. I was trying to collect the lucky clover.
Uh,
Um, and I'm a little stretched thin, so I might want to send someone back to guard. Well, that fort's pretty safe. And I did do the militia, so raising. Yeah, I could probably defend them. All right. Oh, I they want 354 gold.
oof.
It's because they're stolen away from the last time I demanded tribute. All right, in 2 turns I can absorb them for a much more reasonable cost. So,
Yeah.
um, Fairfields I can't defend though.
Yeah, not till you kill those scoundrels that are wandering around.
Uh,
Maybe
yeah.
take out those spawners.
And I'm worried the necromancer. She's got this net she got from you, and she might get slain by like eldritch stuff, I suppose.
Oh yeah.
Probably gonna send her back.
Yeah,
And
she could
that's
probably use
all
more
wet
than just
one.
a couple of cadavers guarding her.
Yeah, I was gonna actually send her up towards. I guess I'll send her back up towards Oostford. There's some haste
Mm-hmm.
berries. I can get her back there, and got my other army coming. Grab the Lucky Clover with them, plus the survivors and the Witch King, starting the Witch King battle. Well, not the survivors, the units that are aiding you. So I'll probably send the Chariot if, and yeah, so I'll send some units, and I should be able to get a stat to Oostford very quick and absorb them with the High Elf helping to defend it. I do want the orcs
Yep.
reasonably soon because they'll probably be the ones I use to colonize the blight. Because orcs
Oh
don't
yeah.
mind the blight as much as most races. Only goblins don't care at all about it. Um, People with destruction adept can actually like the blight. Like the dreadnought's got destruction adept, but he's casting suppression of nature, so he can that ignores all terrain penalties anyways. Like the blight. Yes, neither the other side actually care about the blight at all. The dreadnought's suppressing nature, and the goblins don't care. But
Yeah.
yeah, I figured the orcs I'd use. They don't like mind tropical terrain, and they like barrens and the blight. So I'd use them to colonize the blight, where I don't manage to cleanse it, and although I could cleanse some of it, and then lots of Tiger cities all over the place, and you can also turn parts of the blight Arctic.
Yeah.
And if you get the heart of the Arctic, then you can have Tiger cities all over the Arctic, and they won't even mind. So
Oh yeah.
yeah. Um, all right. Well, let me just kick you my remaining money and then end the turn.
Okay.
Uh, I guess it's just a gift because how much money are you bringing in a turn?
164.
And how much do you have?
364.
All right. Yeah, I'll ask for like 24 mana just so to keep ahead of any problems in the future. So I'll ask for a little mana, but mostly just give you a bunch of gold. Um, and I could use that little outpost you're building if it doesn't get messed up. Because I can make a lot more gold from it, and then I can like develop them for structure.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are you building in Illinois right now? Settler, right? Building settlers in both your elf
Yeah.
cities.
Build one.
And Fugold, what are they doing again?
Um, Let me see. Oh, a builder.
Builder, yeah. Cool. All right. Yep. Anyways, let me end the turn. Wish it would focus the map on like independents that move.
You can do
Oh,
that. You can turn on observe mode in the top right, map settings. Although it'll tell you anytime anybody moves within your vision, but it'll include independents.
there was. Did you see there was like a frost elemental that moved near your initiate?
Which initiate?
The one in the Arctic terrain, southwest of Treklium. I just happened to be looking at the map when I saw it.
Oh,
It didn't attack. It like moved in the around the edge of the blight. There's something there, and it appeared to be
must
there
have
was a
missed it.
sound effect. So it was like some kind of air or frost elemental.
Okay, looks like the city was founded. Avernos.
Cool.
What do you recommend I build?
Do you have anything that can be done in one turn? Since I
No, I
probably
only have 23 production.
uh, then I would just do housing and fertile domain and just send the city over to me, and I'll be able to get more gold out of it.
Will take. It's 95% constrained.
Oh, 95%. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do stuff to expand its domain eventually. But that's fine. Even an outpost with some builders halls and stuff can be pretty productive. So,
All right.
there's a
Do
little
you still
space
want me
for
to? Oh wait, I'm seeking inspiration, right? Yeah, I should
yeah.
probably cast that first.
You're gonna ask if you still want me to something.
Um, if it's taking this long to grow, do you want me to put the what's that spell called? Let me look. Fertile domain. Yeah, still want me to put fertile domain on it?
No. You'll get almost
Okay.
none of it.
All right. Let me
Not yet.
cast inspiration.
Are you currently teching anything?
Nope, just finished.
Okay, so I won't find out if or no, actually, before you cast it,
Yeah.
start on attack just to see if it like resets it because it'll be useful knowledge for
Okay.
me.
Okay. Wildlife refuge.
Yeah, what is
Like
yeah, that
a one turn tech.
that's what?
Like a one turn tech, like wildlife refuge.
Yeah, that what does that do?
Nature freely offers its bounties to creatures attuned to the wild, providing mana, food, water, and shelter wherever they go. Summon units. Oh, that's pretty good. Summon units require 25% less upkeep mana upkeep cost,
Yep,
and animal and monster units require 25% less gold upkeep cost.
yep. So if you have any like
That's
you
pretty good.
can charm animals and they cost gold instead of mana, like
Yeah.
your mature shock serpent actually costs gold instead of
So
mana,
I
for
will
instance.
try. I have it selected as my research. And do you want me to seek inspiration now?
Mm-hmm. Just
Cast
to
the
see
spell
what
now. Okay. That spell stayed.
tech you mean?
Yes, that Empire upgrade stayed. Sorry.
Yeah. So you're still doing
Terraformer. Enables the
Oh,
terraforming of terrain into wetlands, fertile plains, dense vegetation, and barrens.
nice. You got Terraformer.
Domain of winter.
Yep, which will
Target friendly city and friendly units stationed within that city's domain now like Arctic terrain.
mhm,
Cool.
that could make Mistdale substantially happier. For instance, give you turn mana into gold if
Yep.
you needed it in production.
One with the elements. By calling upon the wonders of the wild, the caster strengthens their empire's connection with nature. All the caster's units gain minus 50% terrain and climb penalties and plus 50% terrain and climb penalties. Bonuses,
Bonuses.
sorry. Yeah,
Hmm,
for a morale.
nice.
Cool. And it only costs 10 per turn. 10 mana per turn.
So pretty cool.
And that just affects my
What?
entire empire?
I, yeah, probably.
Because it doesn't say
Um,
to cast any on a specific
yeah,
city.
it's
Okay, cool.
probably your whole empire. But you could get Terraformer and invest some of all the gold, all the mana you've got stored up into
Yeah.
terraforming some terrain. So
All right. Should I get Terraformer as soon as possible? Or Wildlife Refuge is still worth grabbing first, do you think?
probably first because it probably won't be an option if you cancel it. I'm guessing unless it's on the list of the spell book already
Uh, oh,
or
I
text.
just switched to Terraforming. It's still there.
Oh, you already
Yeah.
switched.
Yeah, I should, so, and I can switch back, no problem.
Uh,
Call
yeah. If it's
Ancestral
still
Spirits. That's a new
how much?
spell.
Well, if you what?
Sorry, I'm just reading more spells. I got Call Ancestral Spirits. That showed
Yep.
up.
Yep. If you hover over mana, how much does it say you're paying in upkeep?
Oh, a lot. Let's see. 63.
So you get like 16 mana from wildlife and refuge, and probably a little bit of gold
Well,
too.
let me make sure. What spells do I have? Yes. It's all summon wild animals. So yeah, actually that would save me a decent amount, I guess. Hmm. Yeah, probably better to get wildlife refuge first though, just so I'll have even more mana to spend terraforming.
Uh,
I'll get to start saving mana sooner. I don't know. That's what I'm thinking anyway.
well, how much is Falsorial paying you a turn?
Falsario,
Mm-hmm.
36
Gold or mana?
gold, no mana. I haven't killed their elephant or earth elemental yet to get that mana node cleared.
Yeah. Yeah, so you probably should do wildlife refuge first. The return is way lower in terraforming that. You might get like 4 to 6 more gold if you terraform around there with some extra force.
Yeah.
Uh, it'll be useful as heck for me to um create barren terrain around some of the forts before I turn them into cities.
Yeah. I get rid of all this wetlands and barrens that's floating around my capital. Get my capital up to
You
600.
can actually terraform stuff that's within your domain.
Yeah,
So,
that's what I meant. My capital. It's
oh,
got a shit ton of barrens and wetlands in its domain.
You'd have to do a lot of terraforming to get up to the next happiness level. I was looking,
Oh,
and the
really?
city's already at 437 happiness, so I'm not even sure there are enough tiles that you could turn into forest to make it happier.
Yeah.
Not to mention your Tigran hero, Chira, moves faster over barrens, and my armies fight better in barrens. Um, however,
Okay.
uh, what is it? That little fort, Nelna with the two gold mines and the trading post.
Yeah.
I was gonna eventually get a Tigran cellar there, and it could use some Baron's terrain around it, so it's happier. Um, it's first gonna try and get my builder out there to do a bunch of other forts so that it doesn't crowd out other sites. But yeah, that could use sowing salt around it, I suppose, before it gets settled. But other than that, but yeah, right now Terraformer isn't that useful, but it will be useful later and more useful for me just given what what the terrain is around me and my forts and the happiness levels.
Yeah.
So,
Where should I settle my capital settler?
oh shoot, is Eleanor affected by rush happiness penalties right now?
Yeah, for 3 turns.
Just a minus 100. That's all that currently has, or does it have multiple ones?
Just one minus 100.
Oh, so it will go up to 393. So yeah, you could do a couple forests around Eleanor, and once that penalty wears off, it'll be happier. At
Yeah.
400 is next. Yeah, so that would actually be a good place to plant forests. Valsarial and Eleanor could both use your capital. You're probably not going to benefit at all there.
Yeah.
But Eleanor and Valsarial could probably use, and
How
you
much do
actually
you get per? How much happiness do you get per forest? I guess I can do the math.
it you can't do the math because it varies based on how many tiles they have in their domain
Oh,
and the size of the city on top of that. So
that's annoying.
you can do the math for a given city, a given point, but if it grows or increases its domain size, the math will change. So,
Yeah.
uh, it
Looks
looks
like
like
it's about
most.
right now.
Hmm?
Looks like it's about 6 happiness per forest right now in my
Yeah,
capital.
at your capital, but how much is it at Eleanor? Because you're not going to plant like 30 whatever forests around your capital. There's not enough tiles that don't have roads. But Eleanor is smaller, so it should get more happiness per
About
tile.
8.
8.
Yeah, about 8 in Illinois.
Oh, yeah. So you need to plant literally one forest tile to raise its happiness after the rush. And there's a perfect tile to the north of it. It's not in the way of roads or anything. Because the plains, the area that's not forested south of it, those are all areas that should have roads. Like those are literally ideal paths for roads, which means you
Yeah.
can't forest them. But there's a tile to the north you can forest, and that'll be just
Oh,
enough to get its happiness up.
sweet.
And then I mean, eventually its domain will grow either through. It already has stone walls, right?
Huh?
It already has. Illinois has stone walls already, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I guess if you did an observatory, that'd be a different way to get the happiness up because there's three forests that could expand to encompass that way to its southwest. But honestly, I would just put extra villages out there. So, yeah, You can get Eleanor one happiness level higher. You could probably do Falsariel as well. And yeah, you could terraform the fort to the northwest of your capital with barons so that when it becomes a Tigrant outpost, it'll be happier. Um,
Anyway, what should I make in my capital? Oh wait, I have to keep making the settler there, actually, don't
yeah,
I?
yep,
Because if I'm not making the settler, I won't be able to settle the city that I'm about to settle.
yeah. The two spots were directly northwest of the ruins and 5 tiles east of that. I would do the spot northwest of the ruins first because the other one will eventually cause problems with the barrens terrain that could be good for a Tyrant outpost if
Yeah,
it grows. So,
right here, northwest of the ruins.
yep, right there.
Okay.
Oh yeah, and that'll when it um when it's founded, there'll be one tile in its borders that will be barrens that you can turn into a forest to its southwest, which are probably good to do. Whereas the trees further west near the other fort would probably should be chopped down into barrens. But yeah.
Okay.
uh, okay.
Fugold. What should I build in Fugold?
I did a builder.
Yep, I've got a builder there.
Probably more military units because uh, probably you
Crossbowman?
could what?
A crossbowman? Or if I build a siege workshop, that will allow me to one turn
Hmm.
crossbowmen.
I would just do axeman if the crossbowmen take 2 turns.
Yeah, but I only have one crossbowman and I have like a lot of axemen.
Yeah. What I was gonna suggest is the
I guess
dwarf
I can.
builder. What?
I guess I can build axemen.
Yeah. What I was gonna suggest is the dwarf builder could set up a watchtower and a fort to like on that road towards Imbold because it's both a choke point, so a fort they would have to go through it, and you could put a small garrison, like a couple crossbowmen in the fort, and a watchtower. If it's in the domain of the fort, then wandering stacks will occupy forts, but if it's in your domain, you'll recontrol it as soon as they leave the watchtower. So they
Yeah.
can't. You don't have to keep recapturing it that way if it's in the domain of
Okay.
a fort. Um,
Oh,
yeah. Although there's other places that cities could be built if you start tunneling stuff out. Hmm.
Metropolis.
Something about Metropolis.
Yeah, that's it. It's apparently Sterone did grow into a metropolis for
Yeah.
some small amount of time,
Yep.
but it didn't cause any issues.
Uh, you know what? Here I am talking about forts just almost for the sake of forts. But here's something potentially useful. Although that's production. There's a trading post, but you'd have to shoot. It's guarded by a forge priest and a boar rider. And okay, that's actually a tough stack. I was gonna say there's a site you could clear and build a fort near south of
Oh yeah.
hmm. So I'm just looking around. For sites for cities. Oh, that crystal tree has already been cleared. You could be at a wooden fort near it with the builder.
Oh,
Um, to the
isn't
south,
your isn't Galbrand about to grow into that?
uh, in 16 turns.
Oh, yeah, that's a lot.
Uh, and it's gonna probably build settlers, and then so it will take even longer, a lot
Maybe
longer
build a.
actually.
Can you build a wooden wall there?
A stone wall, I could, but
Oh, you
it
could build
might
a
be
wall
better
there.
to actually get that city's never going to be particularly happy because there's not a lot of like rock walls near it. But there's a site that
Yeah.
could have rock walls and get the crystal tree, so it might actually get a production bonus on it. You see two to the southeast of the crystal tree, nestled against the lava and next to those rock walls. That's a perfect site for a fort. It's also conveniently doesn't block another site where you could put one to the east of the ancient ruins by carving out that area, that tile, and putting a fort there. How long till
Ancient ruins?
till Fugal grows? What?
Which ancient ruins?
The
Oh,
ancient ruins
you,
northeast of Fugal. How long till Fugal grows?
7 turns?
Hmm. Sean turns. Yeah. Um. I think the threshold is 6,000 to shrink it. You need to do a lot of dwarven settlers. Uh. Yeah, that might not be a terrible idea. These are some of the spots that might you could put a fort there anyways. Since the dwarven cities, these big ones are never going to be particularly happy. They're not like terribly well situated for happiness.
Yeah.
Neither Fugal nor Galbrand. Uh, although Fugal's a little better because it's got a little bit of rock wall near it. Um, there's sites near each that could yeah.
Google would be happier if I didn't have these archons. Then I'd be at 400.
Yeah. But yeah, I would do the crystal tree thing.
All right. You want me to send
Galbrand's at
the
88 happiness even with no enemies in their domain. They'll get a little more
should I
with a stone
send
wall,
the
but
dwarf there just on its own?
yeah, that area is reasonably safe
Okay.
now that the
Should I
bandit
build a
camps.
nice straight road so it's not so curvy on my way there?
Oh, you
You
mean
know?
cut off the area where Alness is?
Yeah, just cut straight through there because that's what my units want to do anyway, is ignore the road because it's
Hmm.
stupid and curvy. But
Actually,
might as well build a road
I
through it.
here's a way you can make the route substantially shorter between the cities and get a little money to boot. If you see how the road
Oh,
curves near the ancient ruins, if you make it go
yeah.
straight and carve through that one dirt cavern wall, you could carve a whole, you could shorten the distance quite a bit more.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right.
Just dig a road right through the dirt.
Yeah, right past the ancient ruins.
Yep, right through the ancient ruins.
Okay. Can I dig and make a road at the same time?
I don't know. Guess we'll find out. You can definitely build a road to the ancient ruins.
I can't do it at the same time. I'll have to build a road straight to the ancient ruins. And now dig.
Doesn't let you select to build road into that tile.
No.
Oh. Well, that's actually fine because you can always build a road that starts in the tile it's in, so it can dig into the tile and then select to build a road to the northeast, and it'll still have the same effect.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, if you select to build road and destination 1 to northeast, there you go.
There we go.
Cut the corner off,
They
and
still want to take the other route? Why? I don't know.
the
I don't
Dwarven
know why they're
Axemen,
off.
well, probably because they're already past the crossroads at this point.
Nope. Nope. The people in my capital.
Oh,
I don't know what's up with the passing.
to get to Galbrand, yeah, it's probably an issue of like moving through the Builder or something right now. But
Does it
uh,
always take the shortest route? Because it seems like it sometimes just doesn't care.
hmm,
Because like if I click my dwarf and I hover over like the bottom left of Gold, like just outside the domain, it wants to go 3 tiles straight and then 3 tiles to the bottom left and walk over the air node instead of the road, even though it objectively saves one more movement to take the road and it's not any slower. It just wants to take the straighter path because it's straighter and that's it. So I don't
are you
know.
talking about for the army with Shane?
For the dwarf crossbowman on his own.
The dwarf crossbowman has cave crawling. He receives no benefits from roads because he already only takes 3 movement underground.
Oh, that's why it's not doing that. So if
The
I
roads
select
are,
somebody else, like Awanes. Oh yeah, you're right. Awanes takes the road. Oh,
yes.
okay.
It's
That's good.
because some of your units don't benefit from the road. Some do, some don't.
Uh,
The
oh,
spiders, the dwarves,
so the whole
they
stack in my city doesn't care about roads.
Shane should theoretically care about roads, but he's faster
No,
than
he has
other
free.
units.
He
If you
has he
selected
has he has free movement,
yeah, which means he doesn't
right?
suffer train penalties, but he still should
Oh,
pay 4 per. If you selected just Shane, he should want to take the road.
he doesn't. I don't know why.
Well, he's weird. Free movement is a little. Maybe it
Yeah.
does reduce everything to 3. I don't know.
Huh.
Free movement seems to do some weird stuff. I'm not exactly sure how it works fully, but yeah, the others are
Yeah.
dwarves or spiders, so they
The
don't
dwarves
care
want to
about the
take the
road.
road
I don't know.
though. Dwarves do at least.
Either
Let me
way,
try. Oh yeah, no, it looks like at least some people are trying to take the road.
yeah, based on whether
Okay.
it helps them or not. Um,
It's just the people in the city for some reason. I wonder if that'll change.
yeah, because the
Okay.
stack includes some units that have cave crawling and some that don't. So it gets weird when you have that mix. Uh,
Yeah.
because it sometimes wants the whole stat to stay together. It wants the whole stat to stay together, so they don't path in ways that are necessarily always optimal. Because you might want to split the stack and
Yeah.
But your builder, anyways, now that he's done that, I would just send him east on the road, a tile. And then next turn you can try and build a fort near the crystal tree, and that'll get some mana, 20 mana a
Would he build
turn.
a road to the fort or no?
To the fort, yes, because the crystal tree
The fleet
gives
better.
enchanted armory. So armored units, most dwarven units are armored, get extra defense. Uh, so it'll be a good spot for nestle against the rock wall with the crystal tree. It'd be a perfect spot for a dwarf city there.
Okay.
Um, and you want it next to the lava so that's not as crowded by Galbrand either.
Yeah. All right.
But yeah, anyways, while you're down here looking at stuff, I would select I would send the High Elf Swordsman because I think yeah, he can get to the Hasteberries this turn, right?
No.
No?
Nah, he's 2 tiles away.
Oh. I thought you could make it this turn. Well, I would gather your two leaders just next to the Hasteberries because they'll probably both benefit from them, especially Alaness. I would, yeah. And then they should be able to grab the Hasteberries. You sure the High Elf can't make it to stack with them?
Do you want me to send him?
Well, if he can make it to where they are.
It's no, it's definitely red. Like
Oh,
it's red on my screen. I can click, but I'm pretty sure he's gonna stop.
no. If he can't
He only
make it,
has
he can't
28
make it.
movement. Yeah, he only has 28 movement.
Um, well, oh well. Um,
Yeah, no, he can definitely only make it to the tile to the right of them. Where should I send him anyway?
uh, that's
Just
a
have
good
him dig
question.
behind? Because he's going the
Uh,
same way as them anyway.
I'm tempted to say you'd want him over near like that fort near Mistdale. Um, near the
Yeah,
gold mines to help defend it along with I guess one of your heroes and the
not a bad
tiger
place.
and the orc. Because even with the orc great sword, a hero and a tiger, it's still a stack that's slightly weak if something really nasty shows up.
Yeah.
Uh, and if something tries to bypass the fort and you have to fight in the open ground, especially, you might want uh. Although I could also use them down near Trequium, so one of those places for sure. You know, I think that fort will be fine, whereas Trequium is near an Eldritch circle, which is far more dangerous than a necromantic circle.
Yeah.
Uh,
So should I send him to
South.
the Trequium entrance?
Yeah, well, it depends how far can he get. You don't
Right
want him
now,
creating a
to the
traffic
immediate
jam for my units coming
to the
north.
immediate right of Shane and Almanas.
Oh. Yeah,
So not really in anyone's way.
yeah. So I put him there.
Unless unless enemies spawn right next to him.
Yeah, no, not terrible. Like I yeah, I put him to the immediate right of them then.
Okay.
Uh yeah, he'll be better off fighting on the surface where he doesn't suffer the underground penalty.
Yeah.
But yeah, Shane and S, they can grab the Hasteberries and then head south, the Trequium entrance, whereas I'm rotating Tigrants who don't care at all about being underground. Unlike your High Elf leader and your human druid.
Then just send them
Um
directly south,
yeah,
like
how far can they
through
get?
our
Uh
tunnels. They can get um right next to they can get to the bottom left of your chariots. Of your chariots. To the bottom
bottom
left of your
left.
chariots.
Well,
Or the
that'll
tile to the left of that. Basically just past your chariots they can get to.
Bottom left to be better because it won't slow my armies that are headed north. The left would. If they go bottom
It
left, my armies can go around them without
it would.
issue. Yeah, because they can go northwest and then northeast and get there in the same amount of time. If they're west, then the army has to go around them. It's actually so yeah, the tile southwest of the chariots should be good. Of the chariot,
Huh? I'm
the ti
confused.
the tile you said they could get to tile southwest of the chariot. That one should be good. It won't cause any issues.
Okay, let me just move them to where I have two movement left. Two tiles left. I mean, okay, there we go. So, should I move them two tiles to the bottom left, or a tile to the bottom left and a tile to the bottom right? That's what I meant.
Tile to the bottom left, tile to the bottom right.
Yeah?
Or two to the bottom left.
'Cause I think you can get around them no matter where they are.
Yeah, I would do tile to the bottom left, tile to the bottom right. The one reason for that is that they will be
In the center, so you can go around left or right.
yeah, but also easier for me to have units end next to them. So in case something random
Oh,
comes,
right, right.
it's
Okay.
highly
You'll be
unlikely,
more
but
protected.
yeah, more connected for
Okay.
reinforcement purposes. As highly unlikely as that anything attacks here. Doesn't hurt.
All right.
Oh, Shane's actually got 9 more movement.
Yeah, Shane could leave.
Uh, did he really only spends 3 a tile, no matter what the terrain, it looks
Yeah?
like.
Oh, yeah, no, you're right. So he just doesn't care about roads. Huh.
Yeah, so I would just he treats every tile as a road, so I just have him go to the bottom left against that wall then, so that he's not in anyone's way.
He should be able to move one more to the right without getting in the way.
To the right?
To the bottom right, sorry.
No, then, oh, well, yeah, my units don't block each other. Yeah, that'd be fine.
Yeah, because yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
they're,
So I can go next to your leader.
yep. Who's going to be moving on my turn anyways?
Okay. And then I can get my prospector out of your way. What should I do
Prospector's
with this
got
guy?
some mining to do.
Yeah, dig to
Uh,
the right.
I would say the upper right first, and then the bottom right.
Okay.
Get that dirt, and then he can dig right.
One more tile.
Uh, one more.
One more
Mm.
directly right.
Let me see. That's gonna be a tiger in to the northeast. That's probably a tiger, and
Or
that's
I
gonna be
could
dwarf.
dig. I could move another tile to the top right and dig one of those tiles.
Um, just
That would be the
one,
perfect
two,
amount of movement, actually.
1, 2, 3. Mm. Uh,
Although, do I want to put dwarves anywhere over here?
well, yeah, this area is gonna be near dwarves. Probably. I think if you don't
Yeah,
mind
let's
me
put dig on
crowding up
each.
against Fugit a little, that there could be one at the end of that tunnel against the rock. Uh, there could be one northwest of my tiger, like near the borders of Fugol. And then there
Yeah.
could be one northeast of the prospector there, because that'd be 4 tiles between them. And I put one at the cave entrance there. So yeah, probably the next one's I would have him dig due east, the prospector.
Okay.
Because either a city where he is, if they're slightly more spread apart, more likely to his northwest, but where he is will just be occupied by city outskirts, and then you can just dig southeast to create room for another city. One,
Yeah.
two, three, four. Yeah, there's just enough room to dig. If he digs a straight line away to make room for one more dwarven city, put nestled against the rock there.
All right.
Yep.
Okay, Frostling.
Or where he is could be a Tigran city too, but the one against the rock should definitely be dwarf.
Okay. Frostlings found shiny stuff in the water.
Might as well get a little closer. Uh,
Looks like
Sunken
it's a
City.
sunken city. Unlock Sanctuary of the Deep. Oh, mermaids and sirens. Neat.
Nice. If you go east, there's something to his east. I wonder what that is.
Let's see. Mermaids.
Shrine
Shrine
to the
to the
Fickle.
Fickle Mermaid.
And a couple mermaids.
Cool.
And if you go southeast, there's something else that way. Looks like an inn on their land.
Huh?
If he goes southeast, there's something to his
Oh.
southeast. If he goes another. Yep, an inn
In
with a stack of
bunch of
orcs.
orcs.
I guess you could go east to find where the coast ends and like where it's just water.
Yeah.
Oh, there's another river
Huh.
here. This is really like a long peninsula into a lake. Could be cool places for some cities eventually.
Yeah.
I imagine coding the map with cities. I am such a builder. Uh, I like lots of cities though. I mean, oh, there's the ghoul shock serpent.
Yeah.
Still haven't found the source of this underground river.
What is that?
Shrine
Shrine
to the
of the
Skull Lord.
Skull. Bestows visiting units with Guard Breaker, Inflict Curse, and Mark Blood
Yeah,
Sacrifice.
it's a
Oh,
buff,
okay.
pure buff. Yep. It's guarded by two reanimators and a lost soul.
What is that? Runestone of the Cold Fury.
Yeah, these are consumable buffs. If you move an army on it, it
Why can't
disappears.
I click it?
Because it's not a treasure site. This, if you move an army onto it, would disappear from the map permanently.
Oh,
So,
like, yeah. Probably not worth. There's nothing, there's no units on defending it. Weird.
I mean,
Probably not
it's
worth grabbing with my ghoul, though, is it?
not unless you wanted to deny it to enemies, which maybe they could end up getting in it, but I wouldn't worry about it right now, probably.
Yeah, I'm not too worried about it. I'll keep moving.
Since this
Okay.
is the only real barrier to getting here is uh it's getting to water. You could actually send a proper army down that road onto the and reach that runestone just by land.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a trek, but there's treasure sites to clear the whole way down and then grab the runestone. Because you don't want to leave it forever. The AI will eventually find it. But yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
so there is the shrine to
My.
the Witch King on the surface.
Huh?
There's the shrine to the Witch King battle on the surface that
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
Wizard
you
King?
sorry, Wizard King. Yeah, if you gather your army up there on the I guess they could go on the forests so that your archers and stuff get morale bonuses. Storm Sisters might be the ones who actually gain a rank of morale, but doesn't hurt. And the others would with the nourishing meal would. So oh,
Okay.
it's plus 200. Yes, they're all.
Hates
Uh,
Arctic. Oh, right.
yeah, Tyrants hate Arctic terrain, but once you get the heart of the Arctic, you won't have to worry about that anymore.
Yeah.
Um,
Should I do the battle or?
yeah, just make sure to kill that
Who should I lead
evangelist.
the attack with? Oh, wait.
Uh,
Is this one of those? Besides visiting units with a bunch of stuff.
yeah, so you
Yeah,
want
so
to
that's
leave your
only.
whole stack on
Yeah.
so they
The
can all
whole.
get the buff.
Okay.
And then they can head back to help defend Triqueum, which currently does not have enough units defending it, not given
Yeah.
the local dangers. But with your stack and my units, we'll probably send the Tiger and the Chariot west, but I'll send the Frostling back as well because they don't like tropical terrain, so the Orc City not a good place for them.
All right. Very likely victory. Oh, they're attacking already. Okay. Hmm. Should I have Shira give herself the nourishing meal?
Um, hold on. Uh,
Should I go on the offensive? Because I only have 2 initiates to deal with
if she
on my
uses
side.
nourishing meal, she loses her movement, right?
Yeah, he does.
Uh,
And honestly, we could do some decent damage.
yeah, I might focus on taking down the initiates first, and then she can nourishing meal herself before she deals
Yeah,
with the other units, so that she ends the battle. Or wait to see if some unit gets damaged. Don't forget, it's like a heal in a
that's
way,
true.
so that the units don't need as much healing after the battle. Yeah, I would focus on killing these two initiates, especially the one further forward that's not on guard.